For all type of video and audio transfers on DVDs or CDs, please contact Joe BORG on 0414 429 391. Gday Maltaussies show. I'm Joe BORG and I'm going to be with you for another week, and I trust that you're going to enjoy the show. Sunday, we're going to have bingo at the Hamroom Club, 100 Jackson Street, Marsden Park. We're going to have free muffins, coffee, or tea, and we have 15 games, and you win good prizes, which is money. So all electronically, computerized. So when you come, enjoy playing the games and you win some money. Who knows? See you at 3:30. We're going to open the show with a beautiful song by Mary SPITERI of Franklin CALLEJA, TFAJJEL, Little Child.
CKEJKEN tħares lejja mistoqsija f'għajnek sbieħ tal-marriħ iż-żmien tal-offerriħ il-ħsibijiet telfu kull mistrieħ. CKEJKEN ejja ħdejja ċrajja li t'ennik Osġofik il-ġmil li t-jattik la tħallix tniktek u tbikik Tbissem l-lum il-bira ħaddawmar Ix il-jum wara jum wada għatmassar għax loġi Twetaqx l-elt li għamilt jien taħli żmien li modi kien li kien bla tifkiriet isbaħu ċejjin Bissem illum il-bira ħaddawmar Ix il-jum wara jum wada qatt ma sar għax loġi Dak li ġej ma jafu ħadd, tini dej
Thank you,
Mary
maestro.
Spiteri.
Thank you.
Malta, the island of many exciting and excellent views. With the drone. Before you rent in Malta, you must watch this documentary until the end.
So you're not completely without options, even if you've left Malta. Right, next up is what expats call the bait and switch trick. You find a listing online that looks perfect, right location, right price, decent photos. You get in touch and suddenly that property is no longer available. It's just gone, but don't worry. Here's another one. And typically the other one is in poorer condition and or a bit more expensive. This is a known tactic in the Malta rental market, and it's particularly exhausting when you're trying to find housing when under time pressure. My honest advice: if a property keeps getting replaced with alternatives, just walk away from that agent or portal and start again elsewhere. Now let's move on to the finding and viewing the actual property itself. There are 4 things that listings almost never mention, and these frequently catch expats out. First, check the furniture's condition properly. Photos are often flattering, and Malta rentals are frequently furnished, sometimes with stuff that's seen better days. Second, look for damp and mold, particularly in older buildings. Malta's humidity and the way a lot of properties are built means mold is a very common problem here, and it gets worse in winter. Third, ask specifically about the internet, who the provider is, whether it's already installed, and how long the setup takes if it isn't. And fourth, visit at different times of day if you can. Malta's urban areas are pretty compact and walls can be thin. What feels peaceful at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday can be a very different story on a Friday night, so bear that in mind. Moving on to location and price, and while this one isn't a scam, it's important to mention because it's just a reality of the market. Rent in places like Slima, St Julian's and Xira, where most expats naturally gravitate to, have risen sharply over recent years. Cheaper options do exist, but they're usually in less central areas. Some apartments will seemingly feel overpriced, given its size and condition, for no reason other than its location. And so if you want the best value, do your homework and see if it is perhaps an option to live just outside the main hubs. Right then, now that you know some of the pitfalls of renting in Malta, I'll summarize some simple steps so that you can better protect yourself. 1, only sign a registered lease. Insist on getting a copy immediately with full names, the property address, the price of the rent and the payment date, along with the duration of the contract. 2, get Form H sorted before you move in or agree a written deadline. Ask the landlord to sign it along with a copy of their ID. It's their responsibility to do so. 3, never pay a deposit before you've verified who owns the property and confirmed the contract is legitimate. Bank transfer only, no cash without a legitimate receipt. And remember, 1 month's rent is the legal maximum. Don't let anyone pressure you into more. 4, do the move-in inventory properly. Video walkthrough, dated, every room, every mark, then get it signed and attached to your registered lease, because that's what makes it legally valid. If a landlord tries to make unfair deductions later, 20 minutes of effort that could save you a month's rent. 5, if anything about the listing or the landlord feels rushed, vague or pressured, trust that feeling. The Malta rental market has plenty of legitimate options. You don't need to take the one that makes you uncomfortable. Just move on to something else. For most expats, the safest starting point is one of the established Maltese property portals or well-known local agencies. Places like Quicklets, Frank Salt or Property Malta are solid options to begin your search. Cross-check any property you're interested in across more than one site and treat anything that looks far cheaper than comparable listings with healthy skepticism. Right, folks, that's my honest summary. Malta's rental market is becoming more regulated and more transparent, which is genuinely good news. But old habits take time to change, and new expats are still the most likely to get caught out. Get everything in writing and you'll be in a much stronger position than most people who arrive without that knowledge. Just a heads up to let you know, I have created Malta Phrase Companion, a free tool with 389 Maltese phrases with high quality native Maltese voices. It's totally free and you can download it from my website and the link is in the description.
Mela.
Aħsbu bil-qoddim għal dan it-tur, għax jiddispjaċikom jekk ma tibbukkjawx issa. Trip għal Melbourne għal festa ta' Santa Lina ta' din is-sena. Sur Joe BORG tal-Gday Maltaussies Show qed jorganizza dan it-trip bil-coach 5-star te u kafe u refreshments intom u sejrin li jinkludu free bingos u tieħdu ħafna pjaċir intom u niżlin minn Sydney. Għandkom 3 lieli accommodation fil-Crest Hotel St. Kilda. Buffet dinner il-ġimgħa fil-għaxija fil-Roxbury Park Hotel. Hot buffet breakfast fil-hotel il-ħadd u t-tnejn. Is-sibt morru idduru fil-Victoria Mall. Buffet lunch is-sibt fil-Roxbury Park Hotel. Il-ħadd idduru dawra ma' Melbourne. L-ikla ta' nofsinhar jinkludi seafood lunch fil-Roxbury Park Hotel. Entratura għal ballu tal-festa ta' Santa Lina li jiġi organizzat dejjem mis-St. Helena Maltese Australian Social Club li jinkludi 4 korsi ta' ikel u koll imbit, birra, soft drinks, te u kafe. Mbagħad jum il-festa il-ħadd tattendu għal qudiesa u il-festa. Wara il-pulċissjoni tal-festa ikun hemm entratura bla ħlas fis-sala għaċ-ċelebrazzjonijiet u sfin. Hemmhekk tiġu servuti ikla u soft drink. Titilqu minn Sydney il-ġimgħa it-28 ta' Awwissu fis-6 ta' filgħodu tluq lura minn Melbourne għal Sydney fit-8 ta' filgħodu it-tnejn il-31 ta' Awwissu. Għal aktar informazzjoni ta' dan it-trip dejjem tistgħu tagħmlu kuntatt dirett ma' Joe BORG fuq 0414 429 391. Sita locations voldieri fejn tpoġġu fil-coach jiġu konfermati meta intom tibbukkjaw. U neċessarju li tħallsu id-deposit ta' $270 u sal-ewwel ta' Lulju tħallsu il-pagament finali li huwa $900. Kunu avżati bil-qudiem li dan it-tur sa jiġi ffilmjat għax-show ta' Sur Joe BORG, il-Gday Maltaussies Show. U bekk ikun fuq l-internet u fuq il-Facebook. Il-Gday Maltaussies Show tirringrazzjakom li tissapportjaw lil din il-kumpanija. U ringrazzjament mill-promoter u organizer, is-Sur Joe BORG.
O Santa Lina patruna aħna nsommuk is-sena kollha kemm hija mimlija imħabba lejk.
If you're going to go to Malta for a holiday or to live, I'm going to show you how you save money and all the tips that you need. It will benefit you.
If you stay in Budjiba or Aura, there was very, very little nightlife down there. A couple of pubs, but the pubs were quite quiet, really. So every single night, you're going to be getting taxis all the way from St. Julian's, from Patcherville, all the way to Budjiba, and you're going to be spending a lot of money on taxis. So if you're a party animal, you want to hit the nightlife, stuff like that, stay in Patcherville, stay in St. Julian's. There's a lot of options of hotels to stay down there. Hugo's Hotel, for example, is right in the middle, right by the bar street. You've got the Holiday Inn Hotel, right by the steps, by the bar street there as well. There's the Vita Hotel and Rooftop as well. There are loads and loads of hotels located there in Patcherville. But if you want history, for example, you might want to stay here in Valletta, in the capital city, and it's absolutely packed with museums, and you can see it's very, very beautiful and very, very historic here in Valletta as well. You've also got a lot of designer shops, very expensive shops here, like Ladro. They do the special ornaments for the house, Ladro, and Neo. And you've got all the watch shops here where you can buy Breitling, and you can buy all the famous names of watches that you want as well, because all the wealthy tourists, they get off the cruise ships here and they go to all of these shops here and they buy all the jewelry and the watches and everything else as well. So basically, Malta was part of the British Empire, but the currency is euros, so don't get confused. There is a big British influence here. British and Maltese people get on very, very well together, but the currency here is euros. So make sure, if you're going to bring cash with you, change your money before you come over here on holiday to euros. A very, very important tip I'll tell you now is to bring your adapter plugs. I've had to go to the shop and buy adapter plugs. I keep forgetting every time I come to Malta, and it is the British plug socket here in Malta. So if you're coming from European countries, I live in Poland, for example, right now. So bring your plug sockets with you, or when you arrive here, you'll have to find a shop to buy those plug sockets for the UK 3 plug. It's the 3 plug, not the 2 plug, just so you know. Now here in Malta, they drive on the left side of the road. So if you're coming from European countries, it might be quite confusing for you really, like it is in the UK. It's the same as the UK. So it's a right-hand drive car, but you drive on the left side of the road, which can be quite confusing for people who are members of the European Union, because they drive on the opposite side to the road as here in Malta. Now, a money-saving tip is to bring your own sun cream with you, because sun cream can be very expensive here in Malta. I've had to buy some this holiday, for example. Just bring your own sun cream. For example, I live in Poland. I can go to Rossmann shop and you can buy sun cream for very, very little money in Poland and in the UK, much less than what you'd pay here in Malta. Now also, use official supermarkets, the big chains like Welby's. Welby's is very good value for money. There's lots of other ones as well. The small convenience stores can be very expensive really for just the small things that you buy. I mean, one simple example is that water was double the price in a small convenience store in St. Julian's than what it was in Welby's supermarket. In fact, I think it was triple the price. But just watch out there as well. Just look at the price of things, and if the price doesn't seem right, walk away and go to another place. Now, cigarettes are very, 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 very cheap here in Malta. So if you're a smoker, make sure you buy lots of cigarettes when you're here, because they are crazy cheap. It's about 60 euros for a 200 pack of cigarettes. And in the UK right now, it's about £130 for 200 cigarettes there as well. What you want to look for is boards outside, like this board here, for example, in the resorts, and they have promotions on those boards. So I stay in St. Julian's, and those boards had some brilliant promotions on each night. I looked at the board, and there's 2 for 1 on drinks in the happy hour between 6 and 9 o'clock, for example, at the Irish pub, the Long Call. They're doing the same in the other pubs, at the Nordic bar. They're doing the same at the Latino bar as well, the native bar on the strip. They're doing 2 for 1 on drinks during the happy hour. Look out for happy hours, because there's loads of happy hours here in Malta, and it's very good value for money if you go for the happy hours. Now, local beers are not always cheaper here in Malta than international beers. So I found some local Maltese beers like Blue Lagoon beer, for example, to be more expensive than international beers, and beers like Chisk. For example, Chisk beer, for example, in one of the pubs was 1 or 2 euros more than the international Carlsberg beer. So it's always interesting really just to compare the prices, ask for a menu before you order any drinks or any food, compare the prices on the menu. If the price doesn't seem right, walk away and go to another place. So here is Cafe Teatro. It is very, very good value for money. This is my favorite cafe in Valletta, in the capital. I've been to eat there today. I had a Maltese SPITERI there, which was absolutely delicious, with the tuna in and the olives and everything. And it was only 6 euros in this Cafe Teatro here as well. And I also had a cappuccino coffee. It was €2.50 in there as well. Remember that coffee is very good value for money in Malta. It's only €2.50 for a coffee, maximum €3 in any cafe you go to in Malta. when you come here, you must try Maltese food. So you must try the pastéis. They're like very similar to English pasties, but you can have one with ricotta cheese inside. And you can have, my favorite one is the one with mushy peas inside. And it reminds me of English mushy peas. And it's the most delicious pasty that you will have anywhere, this pastéis. It's absolutely delicious. The Maltese eat unusual food as well, like the rabbit stew. So if you're a meat eater, give the rabbit stew a go as well. Other food you can eat here is the, you could try a timpana, which is, it's a pastry dish, but it's got pasta inside as well. You can also try the lampuki pie, that is like a fish pie. The Maltese fish pie is very good, and the quality of the seafood here is very, very high quality seafood here as well in Malta. Now, in terms of language, everybody speaks English here in Malta. They speak very, very good English here in Malta. And people travel from all over the world, like young students travel here because they want to learn English. They enroll in the language academies here, and they come over here just to learn English, basically. So there's all of these language academies, mostly based around St. Julian's area, on all the different streets there, all the famous...
For all type of video and audio transfers on DVDs or CDs, please contact Joe BORG on 0414 429 391. Leaving Malta and Gozo. Final goodbye.
So a warm welcome to this very, very special episode of Rebooting Life. I'm here on the Cittadella in central Victoria, the main city on Gozo. And this place, this rock, was a place of refuge against being robbed and against slavery, where people sought protection for millennia. And what a better place to go here, to come to this place for some ramblings and musings about why I came to Gozo, Malta and Gozo in the first place, what I experienced, and why I am actually, despite I intended to stay here, frankly, why I'm actually leaving this beautiful Mediterranean island and decided to move back to Austria very unexpectedly from a Mediterranean island to a remote Austrian mountain farm in the Alps. So these ramblings and musings are totally unscripted. So if this is not what you want to hear, I don't blame you, but I think it could nevertheless be interesting if you consider to take some steps back from the high-speed life of today's world, or if you consider coming to Malta and Gozo, or living even on Malta and Gozo. So this charming place triggers me to get to the first question. Why did I actually come here in the first place? Why did I come to Malta and to Gozo in the first place? Well, I interrupted a very attractive career as a global leader in digital transformation in a very well-known global company. So why I came to Malta and did my studies at the University of Malta was actually to look into the next generation internet. So I did my master's degree on the University of Malta and in distributed ledger technology and in let's say, its impact on global finance and the monetary system. And I did my master thesis about the emerging European digital identity solutions. So why am I now leaving this apparent beautiful Gozo, to which I moved after my studies, the classes were done and it was about to write the master thesis. I was fleeing from the crowded, noisy Malta to the silent Gozo. So yes, my going to Gozo has a certain component of fleeing, that's legitimate to say. And why am I now leaving this apparent Mediterranean paradise? So well, there are various aspects. Let's start with the most severe one, the roosters, number one. Roosters on Gozo start crowing at 1 o'clock in the morning, and if one starts, it's the whole bunch, the thousands in the village who join in. So that's really, really difficult to digest. Reason number two, to some extent, it's very difficult to become an integrated part of the society here. Even though trying, because there is, I mentioned that in my Gozo hiking trail videos, there is a certain understandable reservation against people from outside. Gozo was not really blessed by and let's say helped by people from outside. It was most of the time in history very, very harmful to the Gozians when someone came from, even from Malta, but even worse if it's further away. It's a bit like in the Alpine, in the mountains, where people can be very reserved, and it takes a real while to get integrated and build up friendships here. The third aspect is, number three, is many parts of life on Gozo remind me on the 1970s in Northern Europe. So let's say the priority given to cars, the forgetting about pedestrians and totally forgetting about, let's say, bicycles. There are no bicycle trails, for example. So, and the sheer amount of number of cars on Malta and already also on Gozo is unbelievable. It's everything dominated by cars, and also the position the car still has in the desire hierarchy is amazing. So number 4.
10 traditional food from Malta, the Paradise Island.
We've eaten through Europe's foodie giants, Spain, Italy, and France. But the place that shocked us most? A tiny island with a food culture bigger than you'd ever expect. Today we've got one scooter, one day, and the whole island of Malta to eat through. From the national dish most tourists never taste, to a roadside bakery that nearly broke us, we're taking on 10 traditional Maltese foods in just 24 hours to prove why Malta belongs at the top of your foodie bucket list.
Yay! All right, strap on your big boy pants. Time to eat some food.
Is this wine or is this coffee? We're about to find out. We are at Busy Bee, which is like kind of the go-to cafe in Malta. They have different locations across the island. And kind of their unique spin on their coffee is that they honey process their beans. If you didn't know, Malta actually means honey. It's from the ancient Greeks and Romans. And this is a V60 and it came in a wine bottle, which I've never experienced. So that'll be very unique. What we're really here for is the Maltese cannolo. There's some argument about who made it first, but apparently in the Maltese version, they use red wine instead of Marsala wine in the crust. And of course they use Maltese ricotta cheese. If you watched our Sicily road trip video, you saw that the cheese was exploding and there was just a little bit of crunchy crust. But here we have a lot of crust, which I love, and a little bit of cheese. And they're also dipped in almonds, which normally traditionally it is dipped in pistachios or in chocolate. So let's see how it compares. They're really similar to Sicily. This crust is thicker. It tastes more of like a pie crust, where I feel like Sicily tastes a little bit more like a marriage of a cookie. And the ricotta is a little bit less sweet. And I believe it's sheep's cheese, so you get that little bit of that tang. Pretty delicious. Malta, I see you. Honey coffee. Normally I don't do coffee without milk, so I'm going bold. Ooh.
You're like a fancy coffee person.
I know, I'm so fancy now. That is so smooth. You do get like that kind of honey flavor in the back, but it's not overly sweet. And then I know Kayla picked the beans. I let you pick up the beans here, which is really cool. And there are some spicy notes, which pair very well with the honey, and also very good for cannoli.
It's sweet. It reminds me of something. Funnel cakes.
Yeah.
Like the pastry's like a funnel cake.
You're right.
Bringing me back to the fair days.
So which one's better, Sicily or Malta? Well, you're just gonna have to travel and find out yourself. Power!
Time for some food.
I wish you could smell it. It smells like buttery puff pastry, and it's so fancy and popular. Thank you. Our next stop brings us to Rabat to Il Circin Crystal Palace, which is known on the island as the best place to eat pastizi. So pastizi is this crispy phyllo puff pastry. And as we learned in our Valletta food tour, which we'll link below, there's two kinds. So there's traditional ricotta, which is shaped like this. It's a little bit more, I guess, like oval and pointy, and then the mushy pea, which is the British influence, they add a little bit of curry, and you can see it's wider, shape by shape. Tell us in the comments which one you think you would prefer. One thing to note is do not order pastis. You don't want to order that. Let's go traditional first. So flaky. You can see the layers. It's savory, super salty, with that fatty crunchy crust. It's pretty dang good. I think it's all over my face. Compare mushy pea action. A little bit of curry. I like that one, and that one's my favorite. And apparently, 60% of Maltese also prefer the mushy peas. This is what extra good with. I think ricotta would win for me. It had a drizzle of honey, since, you know, Malta does mean honey. Salty, sweet, crispy, crunchy. Which one's your favorite?
I'm leaning towards ricotta.
It's really nice and salty.
It's like, I don't know, I like it.
After you're done exploring Rabat, make sure you walk a little bit over to Medina. It's actually just like 2 minutes from the pastizi place. This is the old capital of the city. It's the walled area and it's absolutely beautiful, so don't miss it. So pretty, all the colors.
What am I doing?
I don't know, give us a thumbs up or something. Well, we've made it to the rain and we got some carbs. We're at Andrew's snack bar, and you'll see in Malta that snack
That
bars.
does not look like a snack.
I know, it's like snack bar, more like meal bar. But a snack bar, you will see them everywhere. It's kind of like the culture. It's like an even like more laid back cafe. You walk in and you go to the counter to order. What's the most traditional spitera?
We have tuna.
Thank you. Then you get your food pretty instantaneously and it's really cheap. All of that for $4.
It's a baby.
And what we're trying right now is a traditional tira, which actually is a UNESCO World Heritage food. The bread is what we're referring to here, which is a really soft bread with sesame seeds on the top, and it's actually shaped like a ring. And we have the traditional filling: tomato, lettuce, carrots, onions, tuna. There's some olives in there as well, and I think there's some capers under the lettuce. That is what you do when you're in Malta, and this thing is big. I'm a little nervous. The bread is really crispy on the top and has kind of that nutty sesame flavor, but it's so fluffy on the inside. And you have that like very punchy tuna. The tuna in the Mediterranean is amazing. It's so simple, so flavorful, and it's a great lunch. Does it get a 10 out of 10?
It's so good. Crunchy, but it's really soft at the same time. And like the crust, it's good. Banging. Sign of a good sandwich.
And it drips down your fingers. Most tourists don't make it all the way to the other side of the island, which is Amajar, and this is the foodie spot of the island. Most people stay around Valletta, but you should not make that mistake because this is where to get Malta's national dish, which is rabbit stew, which is what we have here. You can get fried or stewed, and we got ours stewed because we think it's a little more tender with red wine and peas. And so how this rabbit stew came to be is back in the day, the Phoenicians brought rabbits to Malta, and they thought eating them made you more beautiful, so of course they're very popular. One of the kings actually banned people from hunting them, and then of course they stopped eating them. But eventually they started eating all their crops, all their plants. They were annoyed by little rabbits, and again, they put them on their plates. So tender. Oh, it's a rib. Apparently you're supposed to eat rabbit with your hands, but I don't know, that seems a little bit messy. Oh yeah. Tell us in the comments if you've eaten rabbit before and if you liked it. It tastes kind of like a pork beach chicken. Super tender. There's kind of like winter spices in there. You can taste the red wine. You can tell it's been cooking for hours. It feels like grandma is smoking your taste buds. Definitely worth a little scooter ride to the other end of the island. Things. Yay! We wandered in the rain, even though it's not raining anymore, but it makes for a better story to find this very small, specific kiosk, Emiret Halbet. They used to have a very famous kiosk in Valletta, and now they moved here. They are fried to order. It's like it's really hot. My face off. Something very interesting about Maltese cuisine is that because of its strategic position in the middle of the Mediterranean, it's been conquered by literally so many places. So you get a lot of Northern Africa and kind of also the Middle Eastern flavors, Arabic flavors. So you see that in the date pastry. They're very simple, very delicious dessert. Tastes kind of like a deep fried Pop-Tart. The inside's chewy. There's a lot of cloves and cinnamon and that really sticky, chewy date. It's honestly so simple. It's so good.
Is it like burn your face off like?
No, it's not burn your face off hot. It's just like
Pockets?
No, we're not talking bagel bite, pizza pocket hot. Just like good hot. No sharing? Well, the Maltese love their sweets, and we love the Maltese for loving their sweets. So our next stop is Cormy, which is actually recognized nationally as the land of bakeries. So there's so much going on here, and they're known for making their bread and also their pastries. We got two traditional pastries. We've got the Maltese honey ring, which you actually see the British influence in these because they're filled with treacle. And if you've read Harry Potter, you know what treacle is. And also some cinnamon, anise, and clove. Traditionally eaten around Christmas time, but because the Maltese love them, you can find them all year long. It's less chewy than the date filling. It is more like a bread pudding French toast texture. You know, that kind of soft bread. but it really is also like a gingerbread flavor. There's a lot of deep molasses, a lot of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla and nutmeg, and it's kind of like a soft, almost like bread-like crust. It's not as sweet as I thought, and it's really tasty. Next up, some say this is Malta's most loved sweet, the pudina. This is kind of like the British bread pudding. It uses stale bread, milk, some orange and deep spices like nutmeg and cinnamon, like we see with the Arabic influence, and then some coconut on top. It's really cold, which is kind of unexpected, and kind of like that French toast kind of squishy texture as well. So I wish I had a fork, but I guess I'm just gonna put this in my mouth. Oh wow, it's really soft. It almost tastes like rum, which I'm really not mad about at all. Got oranges, there's some little crunchy nuts in there. A little bit of coconut, which also adds a nice flaky texture. It's not too sweet, but perfectly sweet, and I really like that chewy, squishy texture. And it's almost got this kind of crispy crust on the bottom, which I don't know how they did that texture on top, but it's one of my favorite bread puddings I've ever had. Usually not a bread pudding person. Too much rum.
Say that 10 times.
I know, it's the rum in this.
This bread pudding's like really good.
I think it's my favorite thing we've eaten all day, and I don't even like bread pudding.
I wish I could eat more of it. More. But I'm holding the camera with my other hand. Help me. Help me.
Our dinner brings us to Marshallschlag, the coastal fishing village of Malta. If you come on Sunday morning early, you'll see the fishermen bringing their fish in, and there's a super upbeat, vibrant fish market where you can taste things and buy fish if you want to cook at home. But if you want to actually get the best seafood, come to Roots, and you have to try this very traditional fish soup. I think it's called Atija, something like that. The rice has been, you can tell the rice has been cooking in the broth for a while. It's really soaked up the tomato flavor. There's garlic, there's onion. The fish is really, really tender. It's not overly fishy. There's almost like a little bit of mint in there, which is really surprising. It's very simple, very fresh, very vibrant, warm, cozy, delicious. And we got a couple other seafoody dishes. They're not like traditionally Maltese or anything, but we are in the Mediterranean, so just seafood is kind of the thing. We have a seafood coconut curry, which also kind of brings that whole Maltese mix of ethnicities, and then just some simple white wine and tomato mussels.
Mussels and a half shell. Muscle power. If you know where this comes from, say it in the comments.
Well, we made it to the most famous city on the island, Valletta. And we have been eating a lot today, which means we have got to wash it down. We love wine not because you can do a Maltese wine tasting where you get a white, rosé, and a red, or they are really extensive by the glass if you just want a little way to end the day. Well, we sure explored a lot of traditional Maltese cuisine today. But if you don't have a scooter, or you don't want to rent one or take the bus, you might only be able to stay in Valletta, but don't worry, we have something for you. We did a whole traditional Maltese food tasting in the city of Valletta with the best restaurants and places to eat. So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and check out that video.
Malta's weather, it's not what you think. Bye, Mark.
How's it going in sunny Malta, Dave? I bet you have a golden tan, my man. Have you been swimming? Not what I expected, mate. And yeah, I'm swimming, but not at the beach.
All things Malta.
Think Malta is just a sunny paradise? Think again. The island's weather is a roller coaster. In 1962, snow fell here. Floods swept through streets in 1979. A record low of 1.4 degrees hit in 1981. By 1999, we sweltered in 43.8 degrees. Even more bizarre, in 2019, fish rained from the sky. This isn't just hot and sunny. Malta has extremes. But let's clarify one common myth: snow in Malta. While some forum posts claim snow falls often, what they're really seeing is hail or graupel. This soft hail can look convincing. Just look at the January 2026 storm, Harry. Streets covered in white made headlines, but it was hail gone in hours. The last real snowfall was in 1962. So if you're dreaming of a white Christmas, forget it. Malta enjoys around 3,000 hours of sunshine yearly. That makes it one of Europe's sunniest spots. Daytime temperatures average around 23 degrees. Summers are hot and dry while winters stay mild. But there's one crucial detail: humidity. This small island carries moisture year round. During summer, it intensifies the heat. In winter, it seeps into buildings, making it cold and damp inside. Now let's break it down month by month. January and February are the coolest months, averaging 14 to 15 degrees. Expect 60 to 90 millimeters of rain each month. Indoors can be uncomfortable, especially in older homes with stone walls. Mold can become a serious issue, making a dehumidifier essential. The Gregel wind makes appearances too, bringing cold gusts. March and April are underrated gems. Temperatures rise to 17 to 20 degrees. Rainfall decreases and the island bursts with greenery from winter rains. It's a great time to visit. May and June bring lovely weather with 23 to 26 degrees. Rain is rare and the sea warms up nicely. By July and August, Malta shines. Expect 30 to 31 degrees and zero rainfall. Perfect for beach days. But beware, humidity makes the heat feel stronger, especially at night. Quality air conditioning becomes crucial. In September and October, the heat eases, but storms begin. The X-Lock wind might bring warm, humid air mixed with gales. Just a heads up if you're planning a holiday in Malta this summer, I currently have a 50% discount on Malta's top 10 hidden gems. Just enter summer 2026 at checkout. The link is in the description, or you can just scan the QR code. Now back to the episode. November surprises many. It's typically the wettest month. Thunderstorms can be fierce, leading to flooding in certain areas. Knowing local routes can save you from surprises. So what does all this mean for you? Whether you're visiting or moving, prepare. Budget for a good air conditioning unit and a dehumidifier. Flooding can happen, especially late in the year, so be cautious when driving during storms. The sea looks inviting, but currents can be strong. Most drownings involve foreign visitors. Always check if lifeguards are on duty. Malta's weather is fantastic most of the time, but understand its complexities. The sunshine is real, summers are glorious, and winters are mild. But it's important to grasp the full picture: humidity, damp winters, storms, and sea conditions. Stay informed before you plan your trip or make housing decisions. For more insights, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Your perfect Malta experience starts here.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out our website if you're looking for more information and resources about relocating to Malta, or if you want to book a video consultation or purchase one of our handy ebook guides. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.
For those people who can't get the Facebook, if it's under Joe Board, jew inkella under Gday Maltaussies show. I can understand why. But if you can't tell the others to click on follow. Simple. Just click on follow and it shouldn't be any problem. The Hamroon Club in Sydney present San Gaetano Dinner Ball and Festa. Dinner dance on Saturday, 8th of August. The Maltese concert band and also Charlie Muscat. Then we have Sunday, 16th of August with a mess followed by the statue of San Gaetano. Will be out also and there for you to look at as well. Entertainment by Charlie Muscat and of course the Maltese concert band, and it's free of charge on that festa. For the dinner ball, the members $70 and guests $75, including 4-course meal, spirits and wine, beer, etc. For tickets or more details, please ring Joe BORG on 0414 429 391. I trust that you'll enjoy the show, and until we meet again next week, God bless. Good day, Maltaussies show. For all type of video and audio transfers on DVDs or CDs, please contact Joe BORG on 0414 429 391.